You'll have heard through the different readings and songs that there is a progression telling the Christmas story. And what I find most fascinating is that there's a mix of Old Testament and New Testament. The passages from Isaiah, for example, were written 700 years before Christ. Yet what they say, we could think, well, that was written at the same time as Luke wrote about the time of Jesus, because it was all foretold. Isaiah prophesied what would happen, and the Israelites were expecting that their Messiah would come. Luke and others describe his arrival. Why is it so important that Jesus came? As we look at the baby in the manger, who we call a king, as the wise men or the magi came along and gave him gifts worthy as a king. Well, when he started his mission, as was read today, Jesus read from the scroll of Isaiah saying, I am he. I am that king that was prophesied would come. And here I am to set people free, to give sight to the blind. All that was prophesied. And Isaiah 53, as part of that prophecy, said that he would be crushed for our transgressions. That's to say, he would pay the price for the things that you and I do wrong against God. The crib in our quaint Christmas and familiar scenes gives way to the cross and to a crown. Matthew chapter 20, verse 28, the Son of Man, that's Jesus, did not come to be saved, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So he goes from the crib to the cross. But, praise the Lord, it doesn't stop there. He went through it, but he was raised from death. And God accepted his price, paying the price for our sin, our wrongdoing. But God honored him by setting him at the right hand. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. This is why the Christmas story gives us hope, not simply because of a baby who has arrived and who we call king, but the baby in the crib gives us joy because it leads to the cross. He didn't stay dead. He pays the price, but then because of his innocence, because he is God, and because God accepted his payment on our behalf, he is lifted up and exalted and worshipped. In Revelation chapter 5, verses 12 to 13, we read of the scene in heaven that is going on. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, that's Jesus, to receive power and wealth and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and praise. Then I heard every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and on the sea and all that is in them, saying, to him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever. This is the picture of what happens in heaven when he stands ready to release judgment on the world for all our wrongdoing. He will be worshipped. He will have his crown, and he will come back as a conquering king. The question is for us, as we see that baby in the manger, will we be on the right side? Will we accept his payment for sin, our wrongdoing, and put our faith in him? Or will we pay the price by ourselves when the time comes? A song that expresses the words of Revelation 5 excellently is he worthy? We're going to sing that next. And it's not a typical Christmas carol, but it points to what Christmas leads to. It encapsulates that idea of from the crib to the cross to the crown. When we see the baby in the crib, remember his cross and his crown. He is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and he's coming back one day. And when you stand before him, will you be friend or foe? There is no middle ground. Do you trust him for paying the price for your sin, or will you pay the price yourself? Is he your king? So we'll sing, Is He Worthy? And then we have to end on Christmas Carol. So we'll sing Joy to the World. A reminder that you can join in what is in bold on the program or in the brackets on the screen if you're confused about where we're going. But if you're not, just sing it all out as best